Okay, should be live now. It's me again. Hello, everybody. And I'm joined by a couple of members from Cryosphere. You're an alternative metal band from Denmark, is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
We are straight from Denmark. We are from the city called Roskilde in Denmark. So yeah, that's on one of the islands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there's loads of islands in Denmark, in there.
Yeah. Like, I don't know exactly how many islands, but there's a lot.
Okay. Right, so start off, Cryosphere is the name of the band. If you just want to tell us what is in the name, what was the name refer to, and how did you guys get together? And when?
Oh, that's some years ago. Well, you seem to know, Anders.
Oh yeah, but I don't know how it actually started. I just joined in 2017, and the band like formed in 2016. Cyrene always tells the story, but I will do my best to tell it. I think it was something about you guys, the band at the time. They wrote down a lot of names and talked about what those names could express in terms of lyrics and the values that we share and stuff like that. And we ended up with Cryosphere because it was like a word that not many used, and it was like it was not one of those buried beneath something, or we thought it was unique, and it talks about the cryospheres. That's the whole globe covered in ice, or the parts of the globe covered in ice. And there's some issues there that we also touch upon in some of our songs. Like we really like to talk about the climate and the climate changes, how that affects us, and also how we as humans can better ourselves on fixing that problem. So I think the name comes from there. And so yeah, the band started in 2016, and then we have had a lot of lineup changes since then. And I joined, as I said, in 2017.
Right. So it's basically a global ice age is like what Cryosphere is about.
Yeah, that could be one of them.
Right. So alternative metal, as far as because I'm an old fart, so there is no alternative to metal. So describe your sound. What is your alternative metal sound? How can you describe yourself to the people who might want to check you out?
Oh, it's because we mix some elements of metalcore and some prog elements, but we also like to add orchestral elements. So it's because we don't want to be placed in a certain genre, I guess, because we borrow from a bit of everything. Actually,
how did the sound come about? How did you? Who did you start the band in? Or was it your vision that created the sound in the first place, or was it just morphed as you've gone on?
It was actually Cyrene that started the band, lead singeress. And yeah, we formed the sound as we went along. We started being very metalcore, just classic metalcore, but because of some of the members, we have changed to a more orchestral sound.
I think we all like had some niches in terms of metal, like some like this, some like that, and we wanted to accommodate that into one like kind of mix. So we took all the things that we liked from metalcore, all the things we liked from hardcore, and some of the symphonic metal and stuff like that, and try to create our own like sound with those elements. So we don't want to be defined by one genre, because we like so many, and we really like to perform many as well.
Yeah, so it's basically all the stuff that you love is all sort of meshed into this into the right on style. Is there any particular bands that you would say you could compare to? For anyone who wants to check you out, what would you say the three bands that you sound most like, do you think, or could be most compared to?
It's kind of hard, but some of the more or I would say obvious ones would be like Lacuna Coil from Italy, because they have like this dual fronted style as we do, but like the music is a little bit different. And then some says like Amaranthi from Sweden, also because there's some growls and there's some female singing there. The third one, I don't know. Do you have any, Emil?
Well, that's not obvious.
No. Yeah, so I think like Lacuna Coil and Amaranthi would be the two. I don't know the third.
Right, that's fine. That's fine. I just kind of like a bit of a trick question for you there. It's always a shitty question, that one, to try and compare yourself to other bands. So you've had a couple of releases so far. You've got 2 EPs out. So Anders, you're not on the first one, I take it?
Yeah, we are all on the first one.
Okay, so they're both quite recent releases then. So
yeah,
let us know about those. Tell us about those. When did they come out? What tracks are on them, and where can people pick them up from?
The first one, Rebirth, is actually like a compilation EP, you can say, of some of the singles that we went to release in the period from 2018, where we like came out publicly and started like being Cryosphere. And we made the song called Wolves and Kings, with a music video for that one as well, mixed by one of the more talented producers here in Denmark called Jakob Hansen. He made it work for us, and then we decided to, because we at the time had a new rhythm guitarist and a new drummer, and we really wanted to do something that we all worked on as 6 people there. So we made the cover "Let the Flames Begin." I think I had the main idea for "Let the Flames Begin" because I am a very huge Paramore fan, and Darine is actually too. So we made that and thought it was a pretty good deal. And then we had obviously the intro we made for Wolves and Kings called Rebirth. And then what's the last one?
The last one is Reflections.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Reflections we put out, what's that, 2019 in March or February or something, as a single as well, with a lyric video. And that one we mixed all by ourselves. And then all that we mixed into one EP and got it out so we can like put it on CD and stuff like that, instead of having 4 different singles.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can find it everywhere. Like we got the physical ones, and otherwise Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, etc. So.
Okay.
Yes.
So the links to are in the blog. If anyone wants to find out more about the band, there's a blog post down below in the description. Go on there. I've got all the links up there. I've got a video up there. I've got a Bandcamp link or something like that. So go and check that out if you're interested in checking out the music. Whose idea was it to call the first EP Rebirth? That sounds like the sort of name you'd give something that's, you've been around for a while, you've disappeared and you come back again. That's a very sort of strange first EP name.
Yeah. It's actually because we felt rebirthed after that, because at the time we got to make Wolves and Kings, I think, like before me they had like 2 different screamers and a total different lineup, and then Emil joined, and then we had a little bit more, and I think we changed like maybe around 8 people in that time span. So it was like, okay, now it's a rebirth for this band, start of something new. For us, we talked about the band formed 2016, and we just came out publicly 2018. So in those 2 years period, there was just a lot of changing.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a rebirth as a new lineup, and you were reborn, ready to start kicking ass, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. You got anything to add to that, Emil?
Ready for what?
You got anything you want to add to that answer about the 2 EPs?
No.
Maybe about the recordings. So did you record them both in the same place with the same producer?
Actually, we record most of our stuff just DI and at ourselves. and we had different producers, but our prior drummer did much of the producing.
Right.
So we usually just take DI track and we can mix on that.
Okay, so what you record in your own homes, and then you put it all together and get someone else to produce it, or your drummer was producing it.
Yeah, indeed.
So you go into one place to do the recording, or do you all do it in your own like homes, your own setups?
Mostly we just do it in our own homes.
That's cool.
And such.
But
Unless
at
we need
that
some
time,
sparing.
and at that time we did some of or most of the recordings at our previous drummer's house, as well. And then as we said, some of the songs he mixed, and then the one Wolves and Kings we had Jakob Hansen do.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's quite a lot of the technology that's around nowadays. It's a lot easier to do that kind of stuff, isn't it?
What? Sorry.
With the technology you have around nowadays, it's a lot easier to record it yourself and do a lot more of the work yourself.
It also, like, if you don't have like all the gear by yourself, it costs a lot of money. So we were very fortunate to have someone who had been working with that for 10 years and gathering stuff for 10 years around us at the time. So that was pretty nice.
So you had quite a lot of lineup changes then. I was going to get into this. You actually have 3 pieces at the moment. And that actually introduces Emil's guitars. You're one of the vocalists, and Serene is the other vocalist. Yeah, so you're sort of bass and drums. You're looking for maybe a second guitarist. Why have you had such a trouble with lineups? Is there any particular reason? Is Serene like a tough taskmaster who whips people into shape and like kicks them out of the band if they're not towing the line? What happened? What's the score?
I really don't know, to be honest. I don't think there was like any personal things. Like, we all were very close friends actually, but I think we just had like different ambition, and we had some different views on which kind of music we wanted to make and which direction we wanted. The only sad thing is that it came really fast, and we didn't get to talk about it that much before it just happened, and then we had to rebuild ourselves and refine what we thought that Cryosphere was. So I don't know what particular reason that was that led to this splitting up, but it happened, and we're still a bit confused, but we just have to look forward, right? So,
but it wasn't acrimonious at all. It was just like people in different places in their life, kind of thing, was it?
Yeah. Also, there was some work coming into it, and I just think life happened. Sometimes it does. So.
Right. Yeah. So, Emil, what are you doing to? Have you got anything you want to add to that question or answer? Also, what are you doing to actually look for new people at the moment? Are you trying to recruit? Are you getting people in for rehearsals or anything?
Not quite. We have agreed on that. The 3 of us are the core mostly. So we have a drummer that we have to play live gigs with and such. But we're not looking for members at the moment. No. So we mostly do it just the 3 of us.
Okay. So
we then have a drummer to fix the drum stuff, and
So it's like a session drummer then.
It's kind of a session drummer, yeah.
But he stands for the writing of the drums as well.
Yeah.
When we have a fixed product.
Right. Yeah. So he's not announced like publicly because we are still like in trying to see if he fits. But it seems like he's very, very, very talented and been drumming for a lot of years, and when live shows are open in our country again, we are definitely gonna bring him along. We don't know when, but right now we don't seek any bassist or actually not even the second guitar, because we found other ways of doing it that maybe will become better for us. I think so. That's why we do it. That's because we actually think it's going to benefit us in the long run. So.
Okay. So what by other ways do you mean things like samples and backing tracks, that kind of thing?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Previously, I've had this like ignorant kind of stand on how you should play gigs, but actually I haven't seen them live, but I've seen what they do live on YouTube and stuff. 30 Seconds to Mars actually sometimes play shows where they are 3 people, right? And sometimes there are only 2 on stage because then one of the guys couldn't make it or something like that. But hey, it's still a great show, even though like the one guitarist isn't there or anything. They're still putting up a good show and playing some good music, and we aim to like being able to do that as well. Like we shouldn't be restricted to nothing. Actually, we just want to play.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. Yeah. It's like there's no rules. Like you might have the old school saying, "Oh no, you've got to be able to produce it exactly on stage." I interviewed a band called Ultimata a little while back, and they had 3 guitarists because they wanted to be able to do absolutely everything live that they did in the studio. But there's nothing wrong with like to say backing tracks. The technology is there now. Then you might as well make the use of it, mightn't you?
Yeah, and I don't think like the artistry from the other ones performing on stage are getting damaged by putting the bass in the backing track, because they're not saying like the bass doesn't matter, but it's the same thing, you know. It's the people that you relate to on stage and while performing, and if it's not like necessarily the sound, or maybe it is the sound, but it's still there, right?
Yeah. You're still creating it. You still got the dual vocal interplay and all that. And I don't think it makes a difference. I mean, I've seen plenty of bands with like drum machines, and as long as it's bringing the brutality or whatever, then because I prefer like the heavier stuff. But yeah, it's all good. There's plenty of one-man bands just playing guitar, singing, backing drum and whatever. It's all good. Yeah. But anyway, talking about so just to talk about gigs, then you're going to get like samples for gigs. Have you used samples for gigs already? Because I think the only features I've seen of you usually had a full lineup at that point. Have you actually done any gigs yet with just the 3-piece or with the drummer, session drummer, or whatever?
Nope, not at all. Like that split happened in the middle of winter, and then we were on a rebuilding kind of road and wanting to finish the second EP, and then COVID happened. So
it's pretty hard finding gigs nowadays.
Oh yeah. So tell us about, you did have some gigs previously though. What was that? How would you describe your live reaction and your live show? Did you do anything sort of special to get people engaged, or just tell us how your live gigs have gone so far?
Want to take that, Emil, or should I?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, like we didn't have that many shows. I think maybe like plus 10 or something. 2019, like it still shows, right? But I think that the way we really connect with people on stage, like we don't take ourselves too serious, but we are not like being silly at the same time. So we really want to do stuff with the audience, and we feed off of what they do and give back to them like on the spot, even though there's not that many. Like we have played shows at some of the like not the biggest arenas, of course, but like some pretty okay places for a band our size, for like 200 people, which were amazing. And then we've played some festivals in the other side of the country for like there was 3 coming to see us, and then like 5 others that just went there by I don't know, they were just there. but both concerts were like very nice for us, and we now talk with some of those that went to the smaller concert. We still talk with, because they just had an amazing like experience there with us, and we thought it was funny. So I don't know, I think it's because the audience can relate to us, maybe, and that's the thing.
So was that your first gigs, or had you been gig previously in other bands?
Yeah, Emil, go.
Anders and I have played in a band before that, where we have had some experience. Yeah. So and I think we started the band with everyone having some experience. So there was no one that had their first time in the band.
Yeah, in Cryosphere, yeah. We played when we went to like in Denmark it's called gymnasium, but like it's high school thing. I joined a band that Emil and one of his mates he studied music with started, and then we just went on, tried to do. I think we played 4 or 5 concerts there with that band, and then it split up, and then we joined Cryosphere.
Right, cool. Have you played outside your country yet? Is it all within Denmark?
We have played on the small island between Sweden and Denmark called Bornholm, and that's that's the closest we've been to another country. So we have only been playing inside of Denmark, but we really want to seek out to Germany and Sweden or anything. And we actually had some planning going there this spring and summer, but COVID.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Are you doing all that gig preparation and gig booking? Is that all DIY, or you got like a booking agent or something that you're looking to work with?
Right now we have some PR agents working for us, but booking and managing and stuff like that is completely to ourselves.
Yeah. What's the scene like in Denmark? I remember there's been a few bands. I remember a good long while ago there was a series of CDs called "Fuck You, We're from Denmark," and there was like 4 volumes of that, which they were quite cool. But that's like back in the 90s. So what's the scene like there now? Is it strong?
Not metal, really. It's metal is kind of a niche in Denmark, I think. But there's still a lot of good places to play, and there are some audiences, but metal is not that strong in Denmark. More in Sweden, Norway, and Germany, I think.
Yeah, we are in some weird kind of space in between everything that and it doesn't really click in our country. I think our scene here is growing a bit right now. Well, there's a lot of talented bands that doesn't have that many followers or anything on social media yet, but we definitely have some promising talent here. But I think like the most Danish metal scene, or the genre they listen to the most, are kind of death metal. There's a lot of Danes that really love like only death metal, which is okay, but there's also a lot of other genres in Denmark that like has some good quality in them.
Yeah.
So it's growing, but it's not that big.
Well, what sort of would you say are the best bands to look out for from Denmark? Your personal favourites?
I really like the band called Ethereal Kingdoms. They're pretty cool and have some very, very amazing live shows. It's that's like a full. They called it's a theatrical metal, and they do like they have like very sonic elements, and their live shows they are smashing violins and stuff like that. It's very funny actually. That's one of them.
What about you, Emil? You got a band people should look out for?
I really enjoyed The Vision Blaze. They make some more Avenged Sevenfold style music, I think. When Avenged Sevenfold when they started out.
Right. Okay, back to you guys. Two vocalists. How does that work? How do you decide who's going to sing what? Who writes the lyrics? Who decides what you're going to sing? And do you both stick to the same style, or do you like do lots of vocal gymnastics between you? Let's talk us through your singing styles, please.
Like to sum everything up in one like line, it's like we are all over the place. To be honest, we're still trying to figure out like where we want to be. So we are like everywhere. So Sareen just recently started getting a real good hang of her like fry screams and stuff like that. So we incorporate that a little bit, and like in terms of like performance, we just like let the music speak to us, and then figure out how we want it to sound, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we like to blend and give like the two vocalists a story each, and like blend it so we have like two perspectives.
Okay.
And how do we make that into making sense to you guys, the audience, is what we're trying to do. How to make that like how to make sense of what we are doing with those two perspectives. It's very hard sometimes, and often it's often the songs right now are written before I came into it. Like many of the songs are actually written like 2017 or 2016, so there's not many new lyrics that I have written with the band, but I've been like some of the parts, like in the bridge, what could we do there? I have no idea, said Irene or something, or someone who wrote the song, and I've been doing lyrics there sometimes. But it's mostly what my role is. It's like bringing the feeling to the song. Like when should we do it with a hard vocal, and when should we do it with like the clean ones, and how do we make the sound picture perfect?
Okay. So what about you, Emil? You got any input on that? Do you remember how they decided who was going to do singing where before Anders came along?
No, it's mostly that, yeah. Cyrene wrote a lot of the lyrics and had a lot of the ideas in the beginning, but
Yeah.
Anders has taken more and more over as well. So they're sharing it more, cooperating more.
Am I lacking a lot, or do you still get the sound even though my picture is lacking?
Yeah, your picture keeps freezing a bit, but I can still hear your voice.
Okay, cool. I was like just looking around and seeing like my picture freezing, so I was like, "Oh no, my internet sucks sometimes."
So talk us through, like, I mean, have you written any songs from scratch since you've been there, Anders? Is it only songs that you're learning from previously been written?
I would say like it's not like I've been learning the songs, but like the skeleton of the songs have been like produced, and then I've added my stuff onto it.
Okay.
Like one of those I've been doing from scratch is actually Into Decay. That's the only one I've been doing with the band from scratch. But like some of the others from the new EP, like it was they've been changed so much through the years. So like I can't say that I haven't been influencing them like I would have been if I was doing them from scratch as well. So like it's just a weird mix between both.
They're quite often evolving then after they've been written. You don't keep them set in stone. If you want to add something different to them, you'll update the version as you go along, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm like one good example is like the song "I Am Become Death" that is on the second EP was a completely other song when we reworked it in 2018 and released it as single in 2019 or 20. I can't remember. No, it was 19. I think we released the song. I cannot remember.
It is 20. It's
2020. Okay, yeah. Sometimes my brain doesn't work.
It's okay.
But yeah, that song like developed into something completely different than it was originally. Yeah, it was more a rock-ish song before it became like this really breakdowny and bouncy song.
All right. And what about when you talk us through how a song is written, how a song is put together? Do you come up with all the riffs, and then the others have any input on the riffs, and do you decide what the song's going to be about, or do you just leave that all up to Serene and Anders to decide what the song's going to be about and what the lyrics are going to be? Or do you have like any planned songs of what you want to do, or any concepts you want to create?
I write most of the stuff nowadays, but prior we split it between guitarists and others, so we cooperated more as a band. But some of the songs I've written myself from scratch, and well, I don't think I have any real idea about the lyrics as I write them. It's mostly just riffs, and then we decide on composition and such when we add vocals. But I like to think in concepts when I write new music. But it's more on a thematic level than on the lyrics, especially specifically. Yeah.
Okay. Can we go through the most recent EP? When that came out earlier this year, didn't it? A couple of months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it came out 23rd of June.
Okay.
This year, so it's like 3 months ago almost.
Have you got a label for that? Is there a label that's put that out for you, or is it all self-financed and self-produced and whatever?
We got signed by a record label from Latvia called Sliptrick Records, and they helped us finding the producer and the ones mixing it for us, and that was actually we mentioned the band called Lacuna Coal before, and it's actually one of their guitarists that have mixed and mastered it for us this time. But it was we started working on it in February, March, and signed a deal with Diego, that's the guitarist, and then COVID happened, and he's an Italian, and here in Europe, like Italy was like the worst place to be in the start of this whole thing. So we had a lot of difficulties doing that because he was locked in one of his areas where the studio was in a whole other area of the country, so he couldn't go there. So there was just a lot of stress and a lot of annoyance around everything for both parties, right?
Yeah,
but everything went fine, and we got it out there June, and yeah.
Finally got it released. How did the interest in the label come about? What is the deal? You signed for a couple of CDs, or is it just for the one CD?
We are signed for like as much as we want, but at least one CD. So it's like a promotional deal where they really help us with promotion. And the deal was actually or it came to be like just before COVID, and then we had to rearrange some things because we couldn't like push the EP as a now we're going to play a lot of live concerts here with this new EP. We couldn't do that, so we had to like try to figure out what we could do instead.
What have you been able to do? You got it on Spotify. You've got videos as well. You've got quite a few videos on your YouTube channel, haven't you?
Yeah, actually, we are not able to watch them ourselves because in our country.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I saw that on your post.
There's like this whole YouTube versus Coda. Coda is the company or the association that keeps our copyrights. And there were some money issues, and they couldn't come to any agreements, so they blocked every Danish IP address, so we can't actually watch our own videos on YouTube. But we have a lot of videos out there, and we are still working on the last lyric videos. So when the release happened, we were like, okay, we have to make some lyric videos. So Sarian and I had like 2 days of shooting with a green screen, and we didn't sleep for like more than 2 or 3 hours those whole 2 days just working. And then we switched between me sleeping, she was working, and then I was working, she was sleeping on the project, and that was pretty cool. And that was one of the things that we were able to do because of COVID. Like we had to stay home. I had to finish my education as well, and almost everything was from back home, so we had a lot of time doing this band stuff and doing videos and stuff.
Yeah, so it's a double-edged sword. You weren't able to do any gigs, but you were able to do a load of social media stuff.
Yeah, and I think it was funny, and we learned a lot from it, so that was pretty cool.
I did notice that you're still able to upload videos today, even though you can't watch them, I take it.
No, I can't even if I am on my if we are on like the the YouTube channel that the videos are on, we can watch them as our own database kind of thing, because like we own the rights to the video, so we can watch it from there.
Yeah.
But if I go onto the YouTube page, even from my channel where the videos are on, you cannot watch them because it's a Danish IP that's watching, and they've blocked all Danish IP addresses.
But
So.
can you upload new videos though to the channel?
I think so, but like I don't know where they're going.
Okay, yeah. Because I did notice. I mean, is it just lyric videos? Because I saw you did the other day. You did a reaction video to someone reacting to one of your songs. That was quite cool.
Funny.
I mean, are you very active on social media doing that kind of thing to try and find new, different ways of getting people to find out about you?
Yeah, we actually are. I am really invested into YouTube and what like kind of market there is there and which trends are on right now. And actually, I really enjoy those reaction videos. I've been watching them since like that phenomenon happened, because I feel like I can relive my own first like influence in terms of metal through some other people. I think it's really cool. So I see someone listening to Metallica for the first time and see how he experiences and like remember how I felt when I listened to Metallica for the first time. I think it's really funny.
Yeah. So is there anything else you've got planned for your YouTube? You like any playthroughs or anything like that, or Q&A sessions or anything?
Well, we have some playthroughs on guitar. We need to mix and stuff, but well, it's a bit tough when we don't know exactly what's going on with YouTube. So we're laying low a bit.
Okay.
We shot a lot of raw stuff, like footage and stuff like that for playthroughs, and we are also really wanting to do some like gaming content or quiz content, also Q&As if that's happening. But it's hard when we are a band revolved around music, of course, and we cannot like do anything with that. And we don't want to be just YouTubers, right? So we are like anticipating what is happening with the YouTube and Coda, and then we're just going right at it once again.
Yeah. So let's talk about the new EP then. So was it 4 songs on there?
It's actually 5 if you count
songs.
it through. The last one as well, yeah.
So talk us through the songs. What are they about? What are they called? And does you hit that one?
Well, we have the first Into Decay, the opening of it, and I think Anders is better to talk about the themes of it.
But okay, we start up with Into Decay, and that's a song about like it's a relationship. That could be a relationship with anything, and it is like having something and then it's like slips away and you like kind of lose interest, but you know inside that it's your call, right? And you like get it back and be like happy to find like your call once again. So you can relate it to like a normal relationship, like the love of your life just slips away and you're very sad about that, but if that someone comes back to you, it's just like a whole other feeling, and you like you learn something with the time away from that person. Or that could also be in relation to music. I know that Cyrene was thinking about this like with her relationship to music. Like she really wanted to do this as a band and stuff like that, but she didn't have the courage to do it before she finally did it like in 2016, started forming a band. But she had been thinking about it for a long time. So that's the theme of that one.
That's a pretty unique theme. It's quite a I don't know, philosophical, but it's not a typical theme, is it? That I wouldn't say.
No, we really like to be like philosophical or like wanting to engage the viewers or the listeners to read between the lines, and and do stuff like that. And also, Into Decay is one of the first songs that we really went off with doing like more orchestral stuff, like doing the violins and other strings like that, and make that a heavy part or a heavily influenced part of the song.
So is it just K as in the letter K?
What? Sorry, K what?
Into the K. Oh, DK. DK.
Like
DECAY. DK.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought you were saying into the K, and I was thinking, what's the K stand for? DK, right? That makes more sense now. I think, what's the K? What's he talking about? What's this K?
So like in the song we're singing dancing into the K, and that's like dancing with your desired or like your hobby or something into the K, like being with them but actually growing apart or something. And then in the last part we are singing that I knew I could go head over heels again, and that would be like if we take the typical like human relationship, that would be like, okay, I could fall in love with you again. That's like what it's saying.
So it's kind of
what? Sorry.
So it's kind of like you sort of tire or something because you've done it so much, and then you rekindle your love for it, kind of that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that could be everything, like Cyrene had with music. So.
Okay, what's the? We'll go on to the next song.
The next one is the one we talked about before, I Am Become Death. And we actually, for that song, we did a total DIY music video. The only thing that the band didn't do was being out filming it. So we had one of our friends come out filming it for us, and then we edited the whole thing ourselves. And both the song and no, let's talk about the song first. The song is about dealing with yourself coming from a dark place. Like I Am Become Death is from I think it's the guy that Oppenheimer, with the atomic bombs and stuff like that. And it's like that, those feelings, those strong feelings that you are maybe doing something wrong, or like hold that theme can also be felt internally. Like you can be in such a dark place that you don't know where you are and what you're going to do or anything, and that's what that song is about. That's coming from a dark place, but there's still some hope. Actually, the most of the themes for our song is that, okay, maybe we are very far down into a black hole, but like look up, there's always a little bit of a light showing, and we have to hold on to that to like keep up hope, right?
Yeah.
But in the music video for I Am Become Death, we are also portraying this evilness that's maybe depression or something in a Indian goddess called Kali. And that's why I don't know if you've seen the video, but we have edited it so like Cyrene seems like she has 8 arms sometimes.
Right. Like Kali, yeah. So you said before that you were like do the lyrics as one person being one voice coming from one aspect, the other person coming from the other aspect. So how did you work that into that song? Is one of you like the dark thoughts and one of you like the positive thoughts, or how did you?
In this one, it's actually more like the perspectives of being fragile and being like angry or having some hard emotions. So there's like one of the key ones are the pre-chorus second time, where Cyrene sings, "Can I find my way?" in like this clean version, and I scream, "Can I find my way?" afterwards, like 3 times. That's like you can be sad and like, "Oh, can I find my way?" and also you can be very like upset and angry, like, "Oh, I cannot find my way."
Yeah.
It's like the best way I can explain it, I think.
I feel you, mate. I feel you. Yeah, you do have different voices in your own head, and that's like duality or whatever. So it's like a duality of thought or whatever. Yeah, it's good.
That was a great word. Like, yeah, it's a duality kind of song, that one. Yeah.
I was thinking about you got the song Nevermore based on the Poe poem, I'm assuming. Does one of you play the part of the crow going Nevermore, or say the raven rather going Nevermore, Nevermore, and the other one does the rest of the song, or how does that work?
It's actually the theme came from yeah, I don't actually know. It's something Cyrene really thought a lot about, but the song actually is from or originates from her childhood, where she's originally from the Philippines, has a Philippine mom and a Danish dad, and her dad went to Philippines and got married with her mom, and then they went back to Denmark because then they could make a better living for Cyrene, right? And then when she turned 18, they were like, okay, we're going back to Philippines because that's where we want to live, and she wouldn't come with them because she had her life here. So it's actually a song where she comes out with some feelings towards her childhood, and like, why did we do it like this, and why can't we just talk together and figure something out? So like it's pretty sad in that way. Like it's like a relationship that could have been but isn't that great anymore. Like they're talking, but now they're just so far away from each other, and it would be better if they just stick together, right?
Right, so nothing to do with the Edgar Allan Poe poem then.
No.
Just the phrase "nevermore" is to do with the relationship. I get you. Okay, so that one's not on the new EP though, is it? Nevermore.
Nevermore is on the new EP, but it was also a single we did. Like we did I Am Become Death and Nevermore as singles.
Right.
So yeah, I made videos for them.
Right.
Nevermore is actually our first release song. We released it as a demo a lot of time ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2017. We went into a contest where we could put in a new release and maybe win something. And I was like pretty stressed, and it was recorded through some very, very crappy shit. so yeah. We reworked it also because like in the past we didn't have like this calm intro, but then Cyrene did an Instagram post where she just played it on piano, and there was a lot of people liking it, and then we were like, okay, we could just include that as the intro, and it fitted perfectly, we think. It's also like for live shows, it's also like a great breather where she can do some mellow, and then it just packs you right in the face. So
that juxtaposition between the mellow and then kicking in with something, it's timeless, isn't it? That kind of impact.
Yeah, it works every time. Like it's just cool.
All right, what's the other song we've not talked about yet?
That's the one called Ashes to Ashes.
Ashes to Ashes.
Would you talk about that, Emil?
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, it's also Cyrene that has written that, and it has a lot of David Bowie references, as far as I know. So it was actually written before he died, I think.
It was.
So yeah, but that's actually all I know about it. I know all the lyrics so well, but I'm not the best to interpret it.
What about you, Anders? What's your interpretation of it?
There's so many. Like that's what makes the song really cool, because she is referencing like a lot of different keys or keywords that David Bowie talked about, and those small references like takes you over to his song and makes you, if you listen to that song and knows the story about that song, you know what our song is about. So it's a mix about some of the life and death picture that David Bowie had, and then he died. So it's really weird, but Cyrene has this amazing explanation for it. But Ashes to Ashes is also one of the funnier songs for us to play, because it's a really like progressive one. Like it has a bit more rocky feeling, but the only repeated riff or section is actually the intro and the outro. Otherwise, it's a completely new riff every time we switch. So that was a very funny project to work on.
It must be a bugger to play live, eh? When it comes to playing live.
Yeah, it's when we play it live, we have usually put it in as the last song. Like we also put it on as the last song on the EP, because it just has this very, very great beat that just makes you want to move. It's not like wild or anything. It's just it just has something else. So that's pretty cool. And then the last one is like that's called Constellations, and that's like the title track. And it's a song that like continues the last part of Ashes to Ashes and then builds up into something new. And Constellations are the reason why it's called Constellations, and the last song also is that we've been through so many constellations in the past 5 years, right? And now it's like our way of saying like now it's done. Like we are on to a new path now, and that's what the last part of the song are meant to make you feel, that we have been through a journey. Now it's calm, and now we are going to continue on our thing.
Okay, it's an interesting concept there. The Davy Bowie one was kind of mind blowing.
I'm an answer to you guilty because like Sareen has this amazing explanation for it.
Yeah.
So
never mind. Next time, if I get you back again, maybe she can tell us about it more.
Yeah.
Or you might have new explanations for new songs by then, like even more mind blowing.
That's also what like it's great about like how we are or writing the songs. Like you can interpret it so many ways. So it's up for the audience to decide mostly. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, we've got a question. I was going to ask this myself actually, but Wandering Souls webzine, who did a reaction to one of your songs recently on YouTube, he's in the chat. He says he knows the EP is pretty fresh, but are there any plans for a full length in the future? And I was going to be asking about that anyway. What are your future plans?
Yeah, we have written a lot of material, but hopefully we will release some singles and also some EPs or maybe an album. We haven't decided yet, but we have a lot of material we're working on.
Yeah, and also a lot of material that is like in two different directions. So we are trying to figure out what feelings we are wanting to come out with, and what kind of music that would suit that feelings or those feelings the best. So we've been busy this COVID times making a lot, but we also want to make sure that it has some kind of quality to it.
Right? All right. I've got a concept for you. So you've got two different styles. You're not sure what you're going to go for. Why not bring out two EPs at the same time, sort of showing the different duality of that one heavy one softer one, and somehow they cross over, and you can play them both at the same time, and it's a completely different song. That's mind blowing.
If you could play, if you could play them at the same time, then like some of the parts in one of the EPs are like without vocals, and then the other one is with on the parts that are not on the first one. That could be a very crazy project.
Can I just say revolutionary? Can I just say just want to throw out that word and thanks list, please. Put me in, if you use that concept, put me in the thanks list.
if we make it work, we sure will.
Cool. Yeah. So. Brain's gone blank now. That's it. I've got to the blank plan. So nothing else planned. Are you not too worried about getting new band members? I suppose you just want to get some gigs under your belts. I mean, by the time you're able to actually gig again, do you think there'll be like a cooling off period? Like, there's no point talking about this EP now because we've missed the boat with it because it's so long ago. Let's just do the new one. Where do you think you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, we are actually planning right now what we are going to do. Like we really want to release like a single or something the next 3 months if that's possible, but we don't know yet. Maybe it would be the start of next year, and then maybe that would turn into the EP or something that we are going to tour with, or we're trying to figure out something else. Because we don't even know, like the future is like kind of unclear to how and when we are going to be able to tour or anything like that. Maybe we can do some sit down concerts or anything like that. But it's the future is just so unclear that it's pretty hard to wrap your head around, you know.
I've heard, like, with social media and streaming and that it's better for bands to do singles, lots of singles, rather than a full album. Have you heard about? What's your thoughts on that?
That's a tactic, actually.
Yeah,
we have talked a lot about that.
Yeah, but it's strange because, like, if you put out the 10-song full length, it has like a time where it's fresh and hot and stuff like that. And actually, you can get that kind of traction on social media. Like, if you put those tracks out every month instead, in a whole year, there would be a lot of traction. So that's obviously a way that you can do, and I think it's very cool because also, like, it's right now it's the same as if you were going to a concert in like a month. You were very excited to see that. Now there's none. So if you were able to, like, see a new single every month instead, like completely new, you didn't know what was happening, right? That would be very exciting. And we have like talked about doing stuff like that, but like we're still like pretty confused and like in this whole situation. So we're trying to figure out the best ways.
Yeah. What's the reaction been like so far to the EP? Have you got lots of streams yet? You earning anything from Spotify for streams?
We have gotten a lot of views. Like, the streams are with the label, and we haven't had the opportunity to see any analytics from them yet. I don't know why. I think also that's one of the parts about the COVID thing. Half of the label is also Italian, so they ensured us that everything is okay, but there's just a lot of issues. Also, we had to get some physical copies of the CDs, and we got them like 1.5 months after they were supposed to be there. But there was just a lot of different postal restrictions because of COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it looks great. Like, we had some reaction videos, and like we get a lot of like mentions on Instagram sometimes, and I think it's fine. I think it's cool. That's what we're going to work with right now, and that's what we have to work with right now, and it's fine. I think it's cool.
Wandering Souls is asking, any chance of a live stream show? You said you were thinking about it.
Yeah, we have actually talked about that a lot, but we don't have the setup for it right now, and it has been very hard to, like, we've all been either studying or not being able to work at all. So the money part comes to play here, where we couldn't afford any good equipment yet.
Yeah.
But now, when like the schools, I just graduated as a teacher this summer, and the schools opened like when the school year started for us. So now I at least can make some money and maybe invest in some of the stuff we need to do, like a live show, live stream.
So yeah, that live stream stuff is technical, and Emil can't even get his camera to work. So I don't know how you're going to manage to work out a live stream.
Like, we always have these tech issues. It's amazing.
Okay, we're coming up to an hour now, so thanks a lot for joining me. And so everyone is interested, go to the blog link down below in the description, and all the links to the band's pages. You can stream their music, you can buy their music. So can people get hold of physical CDs from you as well? Can they get them directly from you?
Yeah, they can get it. I have like 200 just behind this wall, and you can just message me on Facebook or on Gumroad. It's that's a merch site as well. So gumroad.com/Cryosphere, or just contact us via Facebook.
Yeah. If you want to send me that link, I can add that to the blog post. Any other links that you want to be added to it, just let me know. If you've got any merch, stock or anything like that. Have you got any merch yet, like shirts or anything?
Yeah, we also on Gumroad we have a lot of our own merch that we have in stock, like physically at home at our own places, and then we are using or collaborating with Spreadshirt.com, which we design a lot of stuff for, and then they send it out.
Yeah, send me the link so I can add that to the blog so people can buy them if they want to, and just let you just finish off the interview however you guys want. We'll go to Anders first, then Emil, and you can say whatever you want to say. Any final thoughts, any sort of shout outs to people, anything like that. So over to you, Anders, for your closing.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having us. It's been a nice time talking to you. You're very
Thank
kind
you.
to us, and to all of our fans, like we are so grateful for having you and talking to you like on the daily. It brings us a lot of joy, even though we cannot reply every time. It's a busy life. And yeah, just keep on listening to the music and tell us what you think about the songs, or even if you have any recommendations for other bands that you think that we might like, just send it over to us. We really like to invest ourselves and our time in music generally. So.
Cool.
Okay.
Emil, over to you, mate, to finish up.
I haven't gotten any better things to say.
Okay, that's
Thank you
fine.
for having us.
No problem. It's been a pleasure,
That's why he's
guys.
the guitarist, right?
Yeah, he's the quiet one, makes the music. You do the singing. You're the front man.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, once in the future you get anything recorded, and you want to do another interview, just get in touch. And I'm playing you on the podcast on Sunday, my High Speed Hangover podcast. I'm playing one of your tracks Sunday, so make sure everyone tunes into that and just say go to the band's links in the blog down below. Go like all the pages, go buy their merch, and cheers for tuning in, everyone. And I'll be back on Thursday with an interview with a band called Blood for Me from I think they're from Netherlands. I can't remember now. But anyway, cheers for coming on, guys. Much appreciated.
Cheers.
And bye, everyone.
Bye.